winner of gold and silver medals in the South Pacific Mini Games, middle distance athlete Charlie Oliver. Pacific Games gold medalist and Commonwealth Games flag bearer, tennis player Michael Leong. Representing the Solomon Islands in the 2008
got some Grand Prix points at one stage as well, and led Solomons on some remarkable victories around Pacific Oceania.
Wimbledon is a long way from Honiara. Michael Leong doing amazing things on a tennis court.
But he got the wonderful national coach here, part of the resurgence of the sport of weightlifting in this country.
And 6 mini games, middle distance athlete Primo Higa. Two-time Olympian and bronze medalist in both the Pacific Games and the Commonwealth Games, sprinter Francis Manioru. Current head coach of the Solomon Islands women's national team, internationally acclaimed footballer Baton Suri.
Yes, currently
Gold
the
medalist
women's
in the
football
half marathon
coach
in the South Pacific Mini
Baton
Games in
Suri
2009.
represented Solomon Islands numerous times.
Au semi-marathon au mini-jeux du Pacifique Sud en 2009, le marathonien
Marathon runner Chris Botu.
From the National Stadium, this extraordinary structure, which is such a legacy to the people of Solomon Islands.
That's right, Brendan. And if you're just tuning in, you're only getting a sneak peek of the facilities that are on offer for the athletes of the Pacific Games. There are 11 in total spread across the host city of Honiara. A brand new aquatic centre, the first ever in the country. PC Park, Honiara City Council, Sports Precinct, the Golf Club, Maranatha Hall, the National Tennis Centre, and the King George Hockey Turf, all in action over the next 14 days.
Yes, and just by having these facilities, it brings hope to our athletes, having the opportunity to host more international competitions in the future.
Little kids watching this, there are some young people making their way around this stadium tonight. Who knows what destinies lie ahead of them? But I tell you what, there's going to be an impact on kids in this country tonight as we see the flags of the Pacific Games now presented. And here are oath takers now,
To
again,
swear
as we get a
the
little bit more
Pacific
formal.
Games oath on behalf of all athletes.
Now, Marks Bosugo, basketballer for the Solomon
We
Islands.
declare that we will take part in the
Grangion
spirit
for
of
New
a true
Caledonia.
sportsmanship, recognizing the rules that govern them and desirous of participating in them for the honor of our countries and the glory of our sport.
Lara Grandjean next. Here she is, this phenomenal swimmer from New Caledonia,
Nous
taking up his
déclarons
oath.
prendre part aux Jeux du Pacifique de 2023 dans un esprit sportif sincère, reconnaissant les règles qui les régissent et désireux d'y participer pour l'honneur de notre pays et la gloire du sport.
Speaking of pathways, there's one, a young New Caledonian swimmer ending up representing France.
And now
We
Antoinette Miniti,
declare that we
basketball
will
technical official.
officiate in the Pacific Games 2023 in the spirit of true sportsmanship.
And finally, Philippe Mazar, international sailing
Nous
jury.
déclarons officier aux Jeux du Pacifique de 2023 dans un esprit sportif sincère, reconnaissant les règles qui les régissent et désireux d'y participer pour l'honneur de notre pays et la gloire du sport.
And shortly we will hear from the president of the Pacific Games Council.
Development and the progression of sport in the Pacific. He's oversighted one of the most profound eras and periods of Pacific sport, taking it to all corners of the Pacific.
Thank you, MC. The Prime Minister of Solomon Islands, Mr. Manasseh Sogavare, His Excellency, the Acting Governor General of Solomon Islands, cabinet ministers and members of parliament, visiting heads of states, heads of government, and other representatives of governments from around the Pacific Islands, presidents and secretaries general of Member Pacific Games Association, President of INOC, Dr. Robin Mitchell, our valued sponsors and supporters of Pacific sports, members of my executive board, members of the media, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor and a great privilege for me as President of the Pacific Games Council to welcome you all to the opening ceremony of the 17th Pacific Games here in the beautiful city of Honiara in the Solomon Islands. I wish you the best of luck in your various competitions in the coming 2 weeks. Thank you.
Well, now we move to the celebration of athletes' achievements.
We will witness the intensity, the drama, the courage, and the triumph as each of the athletes challenge themselves to achieve success. In honor of their efforts, achievements, and countless hours of training, we salute the 2023 Pacific Games athletes as they reach for the stars.
We see now the return of water to the National Stadium, and we will be entertained with a musical item here, Lisa.
And make it light your way to greatness. Go, Solo, go!
A familiar catch cry, Go Solo Go, is synonymous with sports fans here in the Solomon Islands, isn't it, Lisa?
Most definitely. Young children know and are very familiar with this very popular Go Solo Go.
Some call it things that sounded like they were teasing, but if you ask me about what I think of this, well, in my country, soccer, I might give her a kiss.
Love my country in the face of what people say. Always do, no matter can what may. If I have to die to serve it, but do it right away. Anything for mama land, don't stand in my way.
We're blind to color. I see a manifestation, but I see my brother. Go different motherlands. Same father, it's the united Solomon people power. But a rumor that we couldn't stand on our own.
I believe one day we're gonna stand proud alone.
Now we might be able to make out the first sighting, the opening ceremony of the official mascot, aptly nicknamed Solo. He will make an appearance very soon. Designed by local artist.
Incredible, races and faces, beautiful. Yeah, we got a few brothers, but they political.
9 provinces like lambs blind in a row. We just shit, but not sure of which way to go. That's why we're standing up
out there in the middle of the H2O.
Microphone to spell out what's right
the official mascot of the 2023 Pacific Games, Solo. Designed by Brian Finney, named by Damien Paul White from Woodford International School, and Zola Karamui from Betikama Adventist College. Lisa, a focal part of the early promotion of the Pacific Games was Solo. We are about to see him take center stage.
Solo has also traveled various islands and provinces around Solomon Islands at the initial stages of preparations towards hosting the 17th Pacific Games, visiting schools, communities, villages, going out to as far as the west, to the eastern part of the Solomons. That's the official 2023 17th Pacific Games mascot. We call him Solo Boy.
Well, don't forget as well, Lisa, a real-life leatherback turtle nicknamed Solo has been mounted with an electronic tracking device. They are an endangered species, one of the ocean's most precious creatures. Turtles, as we mentioned before, they hold significant cultural, spiritual and ecological importance for so many of our Pacific Island cultures. They are revered as symbols of navigation, longevity, guardianship, featuring in myth stories, art, tattoos, and the canoes that were formed by the turtle that was formed by the canoes has now reformed.
Incredible scenes here in Honiara tonight. Opening ceremony of the 2023 Pacific Games. Momentarily, the Prime Minister of this proud land to acknowledge this extraordinary effort. 7 years of it, and the crowd salute and celebrate.
Thank you, MC. Good evening, people of the Pacific and our partner countries gathered here or watching and listening in to the 2023 Pacific Games opening ceremony. All protocols observed. On behalf of all Solomon Islanders, welcome to the 2023 Pacific Games and to our home. Tonight, we take the first step in telling our game story to the world. I would like to begin by recognizing several very special guests. The President of the Pacific Games Council, Mr. Vidya Lakan, and your team, the Acting Governor General and Speaker of the National Parliament, the Chief Justice, Ministers and Members of Parliament of Solomon Islands, His Excellency, the Honourable David Hurley, Governor General of Australia, His Excellency, Mr. Chai Dafeng, Vice Chairman of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress of China, and the Envoy of the President, the Honourable James Marape, Prime Minister of the Independent States of Papua New Guinea, His Excellency, the President of Palau, Serengil Whips Jr., Ministers of Sports of Pacific countries and territories, Vice Minister for Culture, Sports and Tourism of South Korea, His Excellency Bayung Hyuk Chun, Ambassador of Saudi Arabia, His Excellency Sultan Fahad A. bin Hussein, Ambassador of Indonesia, His Excellency Adriana Sukwandri. I would like to acknowledge with a grateful heart, on behalf of a grateful nation, our partnership with key nations whose significant contributions have made these games possible. The People's Republic of China, our largest donor for the 2023 Pacific Games. Saudi Arabia, Australia, Indonesia, the Independent States of Papua New Guinea, Japan, New Zealand, Korea, India, and the United States of America. The support from these key partners has resulted in this magnificent sports venue, the refurbished educational institutions, and the health and transport logistics services for the Games. All glory be to God. Thank you for listening.
by Joey Manimake. This is our time.
And a very proud Prime Minister there of the Solomon Islands, mentioning the solidarity and the true spirit of the Pacific Games, and honouring the contribution of the friends of Solomon Islands that have made this night of nights possible. This infrastructure that the Prime Minister mentioned as well, the legacy and the future for the Solomon Islands.
Down us, we've come with the wind, with the sound of our faith. The drums and our conch shells have caught to our shores, our brothers and sisters united more than ever before. Pacific warriors, we've come with the waves, with the sound of our faith, here to conquer with our faith, to be bolder and prevail. This is our time, this is a moment, our time to shine. Let the whole world know that we come unite, we come defined, we're Solomon Islands. This is our time, this is a moment, our time to shine. Let the whole world know that we come unite, we come defined, we're Solomon Islands. We are Solomon Islands. We are Solomon Islands. We are Solomon Islands. Yeah! This is my time, this is my moment, my time to shine. Let the whole world know that I come unite, come defined, I'm Solomon Island.
For the last 100 days, the 2023 Pacific Games Baton has brought the joy and inspiration of the Games to every show across Solomon Islands from east to west, touching the lives of tens of thousands of Solomon Islanders.
The mascot Solo enters the National Stadium with the Games Baton. This paddle has been all across the Solomon Islands over the last 100 days, bringing joy and inspiration of the Games across every shore from east to west, touching the lives and touching the hands, literally, of tens of thousands of Solomon Islanders. Stadium 100 days ago. It has been through all 9 of the provinces of the Solomon Islands. Started in Isabel, to the Central Province, over to Timotu, Choiseul, Makira Ulawa, Western, Renobolona, Malaita and Guadalcanal, and is now handed over to Charlie Junior Benjamin.
And 2022 mini games.
Tennis.
And Seamus, at the 100-day mark, the paddle left the stadium also in a relay type of journey, and it's coming back.
And that relay continues here. Baton passed over to Paralympian Alan Sohanga.
Now with the baton. Silver and
gold
medalist
medalist
in
shot
shot
put and
put
table tennis.
and table tennis at 3 previous Pacific Games. Paralympian Helen Sohanga.
Island Sporting Ambassador.
Now carrying the baton, gold medalist in the half marathon in the South Pacific Mini Games in 2009.
This may be the shortest distance, Chris
Marathon
Baton.
runner, Chris Baton.
No, it is a truly spectacular evening, setting the scene for what will be 2 weeks of incredible competition, Lisa.
Most definitely, the baton is being passed on to middle distance athletics champion Primo Higa.
15 silver and 18 bronze medalists over 5 Pacific Games and 6
Absolute
mini
haul of
games.
medals for Primo Higa, Brendan.
Yeah, great middle distance runner for Solomon Islands, and I just wonder whether these two and this event, as we were saying earlier on, is going to entice, encourage.
Well, let's not forget, when Primo Higa was making his name, there wasn't a running track in the Solomon Islands. There wasn't a swimming pool in the Solomon Islands. And now a man who needs little introduction to the football fans of the Pacific. Bartram Suri, a long and illustrious career, playing well into his late 30s, early 40s here in the Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, New Zealand, Tahiti, New Caledonia, professionally in Australia, pioneer for football in the Pacific, who hands the baton over to Joseph Saime, a boxer of some note.
Receiving the baton, gold medalist in the 1995 Pacific Games, silver in the 1991, and bronze in the 1992
Gold medalist in 1995 in Tahiti. Joseph Saime fought here at the Pacific Games.
Got Benny Pike here.
Timothy Iniferi now with the penultimate leg of the baton relay. Made his name as a football player. A silver medalist with the Solomon Islands in 1995. Gold in men's football has evaded the Solomon Islands up until this point. Well, 2023, the final leg will be taken by the Solomon Islands' first ever Pacific Games gold medalist. It was known as the South Pacific Games back then. Jim Marau, a sprinter, what a moment in history for him. The first Solomon Islander to succeed, reach the pinnacle of the Pacific Games, and now has the opportunity to put that paddle into the water which
silver
connects
in
the Solomon Islands to the rest
relay,
of the Pacific.
and bronze in the 400-meter relay.
The Baton paddle ends its journey here, connecting
Pacific
with this
Games.
waterfall, which will run for the entire games. Water that carries life, embraces our lands, and unites us all as Pacific Islanders. An emotional moment here as Jim Marau will put this paddle into the waterfall, which will set off the rains.
To officially open the 2023 Pacific Games. Ladies and
Very
gentlemen, please
important moment
welcome
just about to take place.
Will be left to the Prime Minister to officially open
Thank you.
the Pacific Games.
And now, without further delay, and on behalf of all Solomon Islanders, and in the presence of all of you here, and those watching and listening throughout the world, I am honored to declare the 2023 Pacific Games open!
And Jim Marau connects the baton, which sets the rains falling. The essence of life, water, alive and well. The spirit of Pacific ignited at the National Stadium.
And there it is, announcing that the games are underway. We're just hours away from the first medals here in Honiara. And tonight we are going to enjoy a sumptuous evening of fireworks, culture, sporting endeavor, and legacy for this wonderful country.
A spectacular fireworks display to win an incredible opening ceremony.
Indeed, a special night indeed for Solomon Islands. The games has now been officially opened and fireworks to nicely wrap up tonight's.
Well, Seamus and Lisa, it's been my honour to share this duty of the opening ceremony with you here tonight. Thank you very much indeed, and as locals, as Solomon Islanders, you must be feeling very proud, and it's been a very, very important moment for me, and I thank you so much indeed for inviting me up here.
Yeah, but for me, on a personal note, it was quite an emotional time for me to see how far we've come in terms of preparing for this occasion for the first time in history. So it's a really special moment, especially for me up here in commentary as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure not only the Solomon Islanders here in the stadium, those outside the precinct, and everywhere from Utupua in the east to the Shortland Islands in the west, Luaniau Island in the north, and Renalangolona in the south. The whole of the Solomon Islands steps into the international spotlight tonight with the opening ceremony of the 2023 Pacific Games. As the Honiara skyline is illuminated with fireworks that signal the opening of the biggest event to be held here in the Solomon Islands.